So today I'm going to take you guys to Alameda Point, aka the old Navy base. If you know Alameda, if you're from Alameda, you know this place used to be an active Navy base. It had airstrips, it had jet hangars, but I think it officially closed in the early or the late 90s, maybe even in 2000s. But since then, there's been a huge resurgence in redevelopment, and now this place has a Spirits Alley, which is like a beer Disneyland. It has a gym, it has a new ferry terminal, it has a public park, and it still has some housing. You're going to be able to see some of the old officer housing, some of the old military housing, and a lot of the infrastructure. Some of the buildings are all crumbled down. I remember growing up here, this was the place where you would learn to drive, and I used to climb up on all these buildings and hang out on the rooftops, catch the sunset, but those days are long gone. They've locked up all the ladders or taken them out, and there's also a museum here, the Hornet Museum. I'm going to take a drive around. You guys are going to be able to spend a full day here if you choose to move into Alameda or if you decide to live on the west end of Alameda. Okay, so we're near the ferry terminal building in the new park. Let me turn on that camera around for you guys. Bathrooms, lawn areas. And here's the waterfront. You got a lot of joggers here on the weekends, bike riders. And just over here, they haven't developed it yet, but you'll see those colorful shipping containers. This whole strip right here, it's just like concrete, like, yeah, it's just concrete. And you'll see people fly their drones. They'll bring scooters out here. This place was really a haven during the pandemic. Got really, really packed here with tents. And it connects to the Bay Trail. The Bay Trail is an extensive trail network that, I mean, you can go through the entire Bay Area from Fremont all the way to Oakland, Berkeley. And so you can even cook here. You got these benches. They have a charcoal disposal. They have grills. Here's one of the grills. So it's not one of the just like look good hangout spots. You can actually hang out here and cook. And I'm not sure if it comes up on the camera, but you get a great view of San Francisco. And there goes all that concrete out there past that lawn area, overlooking the Naval Air Museum right there. But we're gonna make our way to some of the new development. So this strip gets really busy. It's Martin Luther King Day today, so it's kind of quiet. Here's Firebrand Breads. This is their main headquarters, and the cool thing about this headquarter is that there's a huge cafe in it, and you'd think they just sell bread and coffee, but no, they have wings, pizza, mac and cheese, Caesar salad. I've actually eaten here a handful of times, and they usually put toys out for the kids, which my girls love. So that's it right there. And follow me on a walk because you can spend a whole weekend here. This is the gym I actually go to here, formerly known as the Bladium. They used to have rock wall climbing, soccer club. Used to have daycare. It doesn't have that anymore. But since a new company called The Hub has taken over, and they have pickleball courts in there now. But the gym's still intact. I'm not a pickleball gym member, but I use it for the gym still, and it's a great facility. That used to be a jet hangar as well. And then we're gonna go and we're gonna get to Admiral Malting's, which I believe they distribute their malts, but then inside Admiral Malting's is the Rake, which is their own in-house tap room. If I'm correct. And here you go. You can see it all right here. Admiral Malting's. I mean, this place gets packed on the weekends. And they have like these barrels that seem to be dividing into two places, but like we'll just exit out here and then we'll go to Almanac. I probably should have came on a day where it was busy, but then you probably have everybody looking at the camera. Scolari's, got to get the blueberry burger if you're here. And Almanac is much bigger than the Rake. This place, they got it covered right now, but here, I actually let my girls play here a lot. Sandpit. So it's a cool place, family friendly, and it looks like they're gonna open today, or maybe not. But here's the food truck, and the Barrel House and Tap Room right there. And then through these double doors, you can hold private venues. I actually had a private venue in there before. And across the street from that is a scuba diving store. So they've reused a lot of these buildings. But you can still see here, it's still pretty desolate. All these roads here just got repaved, but some of these other ones are still super, super rough. And they tore down that building right there. So it seems like this half right here is still all of the original structures. Some of them have turned into low, moderate income housing. And then once we get to this end towards the new ferry terminal, you're going to see all those new luxury buildings. Some of them are townhouses in the 1.2, 1.4, 1.6. I believe there's a building dedicated to just low-income housing, and then another building just for straight-up leases. So we are down Spirits Alley. Let's go visit Faction Brewing. This place is pretty cool. It overlooks San Francisco skyline. Huge outdoor patio. You can probably get hundreds of people there. And that view. St. George Spirits used to be here. I'm not sure if they're still open. So we're here over at the O Club, the Officers Club. Once upon a time, this used to be jumping. This used to be the place where people came, hung out, danced, all the military folks. But now it's a venue. So the cool thing about this venue is that it's relatively inexpensive to rent it. I've actually gone through the fee schedule, and because it's city owned, I believe, they make it really affordable, especially if you're an Alameda resident. And it's just a great place to repurpose. And you're gonna find a lot of this. So a lot of the base, you'll see decommissioned buildings, but the ones that are salvageable, they'll try to turn it into something else that's useful for the community. And in this case, the O Club, I've actually been in here for weddings, police crab feeds, and I believe even like a school dance. So you'll even find the Alameda skate park right here, overlooking the shipping containers, some more cranes. So as you can see here, all these new construction, I mean, these just got built like a year and a half. Can't be more than 2 years ago. But I know there's a certain percentage of these buildings that are dedicated for low income, some for lease, and some townhomes from ownership. Since I deal with mostly resale, I was seeing 2 bedrooms here in the 900s, and I've seen bigger townhomes all the way up to the 1.3 plus mark. I believe the Arrow is an apartment complex. So you can see here, and they're really reinvesting into Alameda. I think the Navy base alone, I mean, well, obviously when it was a military base, it was its own community. So I don't see what in the next decade or so when they they really get going here, this could be its own little neighborhood within the west end of Alameda. So thinking about West Alameda, this is just one of the spots that make it worthwhile. Here's Wine 43. Right next door, there's a food truck prep kitchen. And I know on the weekends they put out their food. And over there used to be the Rockwall Winery, but they've now closed. They closed during the pandemic, but you can see already we've gone through one brewery, a St. George vodka distillery, and 2 wineries. Well, one shut down. Here's some of the old buildings just driving around here. Here's actually a hangar that's now, they repair buses. I see AC Transit buses, local buses here all the time. I see huge RVs getting worked on here. And then once we go down this street right here, we're gonna see Almanac Brewery. We're gonna see The Rake. We're gonna see Humble Sea Brewing. So yeah, I really think you can spend a whole day here. I've done it personally. I've gone to the gym in the morning, I picked up my family, came back, stopped at 2 to 3 breweries, grab a bite to eat at most of them. And there's also a restaurant here that just opened called the Salt Breaker. And then you can go towards the ferry building, and there's like this new park there. And I think there's even now a mini bus shuttle service that can shuttle you back and forth to all the breweries and distilleries. So you can make a full day out of just Navy base.